So a while ago, I wasn't making any money in terms of like building up my audience, building and monetizing an audience. And I thought, why am I not making any money here? I mean, I'm producing all sorts of content. Everyone says content, content, content. So I produced all sorts of content, but no matter what, I still wasn't generating the sales that I wanted to, right? So I was talking with some people. They were doing like $300,000 a month at the time, and another guy was doing like $500,000 a month at the time. And these guys, I mean, I was sitting there thinking like, wow, what does their content strategy look like? And I'm like trying to search for them online, trying to look at their blog and all sorts of stuff, but there was nothing. I couldn't find any type of content that they had online, maybe one or two videos, but I couldn't really find anything. And so I sat down and I said, okay, this has to be very similar to what I did with my entertainment business, where my entertainment and speaking business, what I essentially did is I sat down and I said, what is the key activity that's going to generate all the money in the business? It's not practicing, it's not going out getting new business cards, none of that stuff. So I sat down and I said, okay, what's going to generate all the money is simply promoting. It's outreach, talking to the actual companies, like either calling them or emailing them. That's essentially what's going to produce all the money in the business. So after thinking about that for like a month, where it should have taken me like a day, but after thinking about it for like a month, I finally sat down and I said, okay, all I'm going to do all day, every day is just contact and just send out emails, right? And so I had to do the same thing with the building an audience type of business, where I said, okay, what are the key activities that's going to generate all the money in the business? And I realized there's only 4 activities. Number 1 is ads, so creating advertisements. Number 2 is emails, so promo emails and just sending out the emails in general. Number 3 is webinars, and number 4 is content. Now I want you to notice that out of those 4, I mean, 3 of them produce real revenue. So advertising, emailing, and webinars, those produce real revenue. The 4th one, content, it just helps with the revenue. So content, the problem that a lot of people have is they're doing all these Facebook Lives, they're producing content, but they don't have a sales process behind it. So the content isn't generating any sales. And that's why it's the least important out of all of them. The advertising, the webinars, the emails, those produce revenue. And what I've always thought was, what's the closest thing to the revenue? What's the closest thing to the money? Because with content, you can produce content all day, every day, but it's going to generate revenue for you maybe in a year, 2 years, maybe if you get some SEO going. With advertising, emails, webinars, those are the closest things to content as possible. I mean, it's the closest things to making the sales as possible. So if I were to do a webinar today, I could generate money today. If I were to send out an email today, I could generate money today. If I create an ad today, I could generate money today. But if I produce content today, if I produce this video today, it doesn't necessarily produce any type of revenue. So you have to think in terms of what's the closest thing to money, and the closest thing to the money is number 1, it's you can do webinars. Number 2 is advertisements. Number 3 is emails. Those are the things that are going to produce the money in your business. And 4 is content. It's just one of those things that adds on to what you're doing. So when you have a sales process, it's basically you turn $1 into $2. That's what happens when you have a sales process. When you add content into the mix, now you start building up that brand, and now $1 turns into $10. But it's only going to turn into $10 if you have a sales process to begin with. So it's crucial that you sit down and you really think about the main activities that's going to produce all the money in your business. And if you're building up an audience, you're monetizing that audience, those activities are what I just mentioned. It's you're creating ads, you're doing webinars, and you're sending out promo emails, and then content as just an added mix. I can't stress this enough though. There's so many people out there who keep producing content. They're doing Facebook Lives, they're focused on building up their social media followers, but they're not generating any revenue because they don't have a sales process in place. You have to have the sales process, and then everything you do has to go around just generating sales and producing revenue in your business.